Let's get into some shite. Hi, folks. I'm Jonathan from Colonial Penn. Not really. It's me. No. Don't go away. It's me. I'm not going to sell you insurance. How are you? Thank you for joining me here on Apocalyptic. My name is Rick. Actually, I'm not Jonathan at all. And this is a Monday show. A little bit later than I usually do them, and that's okay. I was just kind of taking it easy. I had some home things to do. Have to try to make a washer work correctly. Washer went out. Balancing, not balancing. Don't think I can fix it. I planted a tree today. How about that? I don't do a lot of gardening. When I was a kid, I was forced to do gardening, and I just have this reaction against gardening. I love gardens. I like to walk through gardens. And I don't know. I think I enjoy plant stuff a little bit. I like interacting with plants. I do like to plant, watch them grow, certain things. But for the most part, gardening I can't stand because I was forced to do it when I was a kid. Things you were forced to do when you were a kid rarely become things you like to do when you're an adult. I think there's some exceptions. I know some people who've were forced to do piano, and now that they're adults, I say it was the best thing that ever happened. I'm glad I was forced to do it. Things like that, maybe. Gardening, no. I had to weed gardens. I always hated garden season. It was just like the worst thing, you know. You have to take your shirt off, go out in the sun, get sunburned, pull weeds out of the garden, and make sure that the crops grow. And then when they grow, then you think, oh, finally I'm done. No, because the weeds don't stop, and you have to go pick all those things. And then when you think it's all done, no, you have to go plow it. Man, I'm so glad I wasn't born in the 1800s or the early 1900s or in a big farm community. I sort of had a farm, but I was raised by people who had farms. So they did the lifestyle they had, tried to force it onto us. I was an artist. I'm not a planter. I'm not a farmer. I'm not a laborer. Jeez. We had a cow. We're supposed to milk the cow. My dad was a school teacher. He would get up early, and then he had to get up 4:00 in the morning to go milk the cow. Now, he did that when he was a kid at his family's farm. So I think he kind of had some of that. He was used to it. I couldn't have done 4:00 every day before you go to work, get up and go milk the cows and then go teach school. No. Don't want to do it. I learned very early on that if I wasn't good at something, they would just ask one of my brothers to do it. So I just would not pay attention. I just wouldn't be good at it. So they would give that task to someone else. It didn't always work, but usually that's how I got out of doing things. Is just don't be good at it. No one wants somebody who's not good at something doing things. That's why nobody listens to this podcast, because I'm not good at it. They don't want to hear it. Hey, you know what I was thinking today? I think I discovered the perfect job. I don't know how I thought about this, and I don't know who has this job. I know I know there are people who have this job, probably more than one. And depending on the company, there's different companies and more people have this. But here's what I'm thinking. Somewhere there's a chef or a cook or I don't know what the official word. I'm going to say chef. And they are in charge of making. They're in charge of trying to come up with a formula to make KFC better than it already is. Now, I don't eat meat. I used to, and KFC was one of my favorites. I still get tempted by it. I drive by it. I'm like, all right, one time. All I have to do is just pull in and have one little thing of chicken or buffet. Can I just have buffet one day? I love to smell it. But someone has that job every day. And you think about it, they almost never change the formula of KFC. At least we don't know that they do. But I'll bet you that there's somebody that's constantly tinkering with it and constantly, it's just like, hey, what if we put a little more salt in it? What if we put a little more pepper? How about if we put a little bit of this secret ingredient in? What if we fry it 30 seconds long? They have to do that. Someone has to do it. And then when they do it, and there may be staff, maybe they have staff that sits around and eats chicken all day, eats fried chicken. What kind of job? You just eat fried chicken all day, KFC? That would be like the greatest thing ever. And you think about it, they don't change the formula. They rarely change the formula, which means they're like, every day they're like, all right, that's not as good as yesterday. We'll try it again tomorrow. So they're doing it every day and they're making slight changes. No. And then finally they land on something. They're like, wait a minute, this is better. And you just sit and eat chicken. You could do that with ice cream. They do it with ice cream too. Like you get really fat. I bet you die early on that job probably. But what kind of job would be better than just eating KFC and ice cream all day? Oh man. I just decided I want to quit my job, and that's the job I want to work for KFC. I'll be on the staff. I'll be the test people. Because they got to have those test people. I've seen TV shows where, like the worst job would be like deodorant companies where they have to sniff the people. No, that's not the kind of job. And I've seen the people do it. It's repulsive. I don't know. There's some people who are really, really comfortable with body smells. I'm not that person. I'm the actual opposite. If I smell a body anywhere, I don't ever want to see that body again, including my own. I don't know what it is. I'm very European that way. And really, I don't even think that that's true because I've heard that Europeans aren't as into showers as some people. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's my family. I don't know. I just don't like stinky people. I don't like stinky me. How are you, stinkers? How are you doing out there? Are you having a good day? There's a lot of things that are important in life, but most things are not important. Really not. Having a good time, enjoying yourself, being with friends, just doing things you like doing, having fun, laughing a lot is important. And my wife the other day said to me, as I get older, I'm starting to enjoy the small things in life. You should do a podcast about that. And I said, I already did. That was one of my early podcasts. Just about how now, as the older, and she's younger than me, but the older I get, just small, little, tiny, and usually it's watching people. There's just something about watching young, beautiful people, and all people are beautiful when you get older. All young people are beautiful when you get older. That's a secret no one tells you, and it's a great secret. But I just look at these young people, and they're all just gorgeous, and they have perfect bodies. I don't care what shape they're in; they're just perfect. And they're happy, and they all have some kind of gripe. They're not. They think that their life is difficult, and there's some difficulties. I'm not going to take that away. Everybody has it, but it's just like, relax. You got a long way to go. You got a lot of difficulties to come. Then you're in your 20s, and everything is just big, and everything just seems so hard. And you start relaxing a little bit in your 30s. You start realizing, okay, this is how you do that. But I never thought, I'm at the age now where people in their 40s I could call kids. The kids today, those kids and their grandkids. I don't know, but I just think that there's a lot in life that we could edit out. We just don't need to mess with. And I decided one of those things for me was politics. And politics is making, it doesn't really go away. But we had several years of kind of craziness. And when I say craziness, I'm not judging people. I'm just saying it was different. Things are going on. People are mad. People are attacking things. They were attacking people. And politics became ugly. Whether you subscribe to the ugliness or not, it just was, politics is that. It just became, and it's still that way. People, I don't know what it is. We champion ugliness. We champion, at this point, there's something about politics that are political, or politicians who are mean and cruel, that people are idolizing. And I don't get that. Maybe that's an age thing. Maybe young people think that's cool. I'm not one of those people. I tend to like to help people. I think politicians should help people. And I don't know where it is where it became cool to just load people on a bus and send them somewhere without, just as a joke. I think that's cruel. That's mean. Even if you don't like the policies, and I can understand that. Why are you making people your pawns? Why are you being mean and cruel? I don't get it. I don't understand that. So I just kind of like to put that away, and I'm doing it more. And they're starting up this presidential cycle, so you're starting to hear all this, and I don't want to hear it. I don't want to read it. I don't want to see it. I really don't. I don't know if you've noticed, and this is going to start sounding like a gripe. It might be a little bit of a gripe, but social media is not good anymore. Social media, and that really sounded like a grandpa, didn't it? What I mean by that is it's not ours anymore. It really is not ours. If you go on the big social media, Facebook, Instagram, they're owned by the same people, but you go on to there anymore. Used to, you could get on there and you could see what this friend's doing, that friend, you can see this photos and that. It's not even that anymore. I get like one friend, I could see what that person wrote. And then like 10 posts of, maybe you'll like this person. Maybe you'll like this post. How about this ad? And it just doesn't stop. And so it's none of what's on my social media feed is anything I'm interested in. It's Facebook taking a shot. It's like, hey, you think you might like this? I think you bought a car. How about these floor mats? What do you think about that? So I just go through and I X them out. I just get rid of them, and I don't care even if it's something that I'm interested in. I just delete them all, and I'm sure they don't care. It probably does very little to the algorithms on my Facebook page, but it's irritating, and I don't get to see what my friends write. Except I have to sit through 10 and ads, and maybe that's also like television. You can watch a TV show, but you're going to have to sit through about, I don't know, a fourth of the program in ads. And that's where we are. So it's no longer fun anymore. I don't know. I'm coming off of it as much as I can. I am. You could still follow me if you want to. I'm on the Facebook. I'm on the Instagram. I love to put because people think you really mean it. They think you're old and you're out of touch. I'm on the Instagram. I'm on the Facebook, and I'm on the web. I'm on all of those things. You can follow me if you want. I do tend to respond to people more on like this page, Apocalyptic page, than I do on my personal page. Is crap. I don't care. I'm about off of it. Let me ask you a question, and then I'm going to let you go. We'll do a little quick show here. What do you consider the things? I mean, think about it for a couple minutes. And I might have asked you this question before or something similar to it. What are the things, I think I said what are the stories, but I'm just like, what are the incidents in your life? Then when somebody says, who are you, or what defines you? What are the things that you pull out of your hat, out of your little bag, that you say, this is me? What would that be? You have some things, I know. I got them. I could say I've been through 3 failed marriages. Now, there's stories behind all of those that make me look much better than it sounds. And I want to tell you about it, but I'm not going to. I've been through 3 failed. They're not all my fault, but maybe they are. Who knows? That's the thing. It's there. It's in my life. Can't go back and fix it. It's done. 3 failed marriages. 1 successful marriage so far. Proud of that one. But I could say 3 failed marriages. Does it define me? Does it define my life? I don't know. It's in my life. It's in my life. My bag of life story. It's there. What's your things? What do you tell people? Huh? You had a disease. You got in a fight. You lost this. You were there when someone got shot. You went to the military and a boat sank and you were on it. What? I don't know. Everybody's got their stories. What defines you? Nothing defines us. But what do we think defines our life? And not only that, but why do we choose to hang on to those? Here's what I'm thinking. So now this is an example. When I was in 5th grade, my grandfather was driving a truck, and it had a camper on the back. Like those are popular. You don't see them much anymore. But all I can think of is the little. Never mind. It's like a handmade camper on the back bed of a truck. Okay, and it was built. It was nice. My dad used to take it fishing. My grandfather was driving it, and it had been raining. And in the back of the camper was my whole family. So my mother and her 7 kids, including me. And I think there were 3 neighbor kids in there. So we had a pack. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people in the back of this thing. And we're in Knoxville driving. It had been raining, storming, and the streetlights are out. And my grandfather, I don't know why, just pulled out into the street. I don't know if he stopped. I don't know. But a large 18-wheeler truck was heading right for him. And later the truck driver said, I saw these 2 old people in the front seat. And so I just purposely, I knew I was going to hit them. And I knew if I hit them in the cab, they were gone. They were dead. So I purposely steered my truck as much as I could to hit the back of the truck. And he had no idea there were 11 people in the back of that thing. And all I can remember is my mother was leading us in a song. I don't know what song, but we were singing at the top of and then it was just like pandemonium all of a sudden, just collision. And things were flying everywhere. I didn't know what was happening. I can remember the sides of the camper thing kind of popped out, and I could see the floor. I could see the road, the street. And I remember I could see my brother, who was probably, 6, if that, 7, kind of in the fetal position, flying out of the truck. It's a wonder he didn't get run over. Flying out and hitting the road. It was just craziness. And to this day, I have this, I don't know what it is, but whenever I'm calm, I just have this feeling that something's going to blow. Just all of a sudden pop, and a noise or explosion, a bomb, something. And I don't know if it come from that, probably did. But that's been with me since then. But this happened, and my mother broke her jaw. I remember hitting my nose really hard on my arm, busted my nose. I had blood everywhere. And that was a big incident at the time. No one got seriously hurt other than my mom getting her jaw. It was a wonder. We all survived, and we're fine. But for a long time, that was a story I would tell people. People say, what happened in your life? What's going on? And I would talk about that story. Just like other stories, just like the 3 failed divorces. But when I think about it, where is that story today? Where is that incident? That's long gone. The only thing about it is a memory. And it has nothing to do with me anymore. It doesn't affect me. Maybe, as I recall memories, it might do something mentally, I guess. But it isn't a part of my life. But when I'm talking to people, I'll reach all the way back into my memories and pull that out and tell people, just like I told you, because it was me. It happened to me. This happened to me. Just like those 3 failed relationships happened to me. And the reality is, no, it didn't. Those things happened. Those things were experiences. That was it. Every single one of those was just an experience I had in my life. And I chose to take that memory and package it up and put it in my little bag. This is my life story right here. So I'm going to tell people, this is what makes me, this is what defines me. These are the stories of but it's not. It's just memories. It's memories of an experience. And the reality is, we're all just moving through these experiences. We have one, we have another. This was good. This one's bad. Tornado, beach, spring break, sex, whatever. Remember the first time you had sex? I can remember. Not the first time you had sex. I don't remember that. I can remember the first time I had sex. But it was just an event. It's not happening anymore. It's not me. It's just a memory. So what happens if I drop that memory? It's gone. It's just me. I am this entity that's spotless. I got nothing in my bag of life things unless I want to put it there, and it isn't anything except a memory. I can let it go at any time I want to and just be a clean, spotless entity that's experiencing life. That's what we all are in essence. That's us. We have a fun experience. We have a not so fun experience. We tend to like to collect the not so fun experiences, I think. I think that's how we handle it, is to be able to, we kind of have to tell people, well, let me tell you what I went through. Let me tell you the bad thing that happened to me. I think that's the only way we can kind of feel like we're survivors. That's a good thing. We got to tell people that we survived. It's kind of a good pat on the back there. And nothing wrong with it. But I'm just saying, every once in a while, maybe, try cleaning house. Try just stopping and saying, I don't need that one. I don't need that one. Why am I telling people this one? Why do I need to tell people I have 3 failed marriages? Sometimes for some reasons, legal reasons, for historical reasons. I don't know. Maybe I might need to do it, but I don't need to tell it at parties. I don't need to tell it why? It's not me. Is it trivia? Like Rick Trivia? Tonight's Rick Trivia night. I would say let's just let those kind of things go. Let's just be the spotless person, not even a person, the spotless entity that we are. Travel through life. It's so much lighter that way. We don't need that baggage. I don't need that baggage. Let's just let it all go. I do want to say thanks to Mike, who sent me a picture. He bought one of my let's get into some shite shirts. He bought a shite shirt, and it looked really cool. It's nice to see that on someone else. I've seen a picture of it, and I did post it on the Apocalyptic Facebook page. If you haven't seen it, go there. Look at Mike wearing that great shirt. Part of my face is on it. So, but it's a cool shirt. You can get one too if you want. At the Apocalyptic store, just go to the website, apocalyptic.com, and you order them. They're cheap. They're not that expensive, and they're cool, and people talk about you and make you into a person that you're not, and that's important in our society. Collect it. Put it in your little bag of life things. Did a little video. So you remember those 2 videos I did for the website? They were kind of spiritual videos. I warned you about it. You don't have to watch them if you don't like that kind of thing. I understand. They're kind of spiritual ramblings. But I decided to start a channel, a YouTube channel, and I'm making it a podcast. It's a video podcast. So I put those on there, and I did a new one. It's called the Barnwood Monk. And you can look that up. If you like that kind of thing, if you don't like that thing, I would just say don't listen to it if you don't like it. Because it gets into a lot of, I don't know, some people like that kind of philosophical, theological, just discussion. I'm into it. Not as much as I used to be. When I was young, I used to like to do it. But every once in a while, I wake up and I'm just like, holy crap. I was thinking about this and it kind of blows my mind. So I got to share it with someone. And so I started a podcast. It's a video podcast. Now I have 2 podcasts. I'm a 2 podcast person. And you only have to listen to one. And fortunately for you, This one is over. All right, thanks for joining me. Give me a call, 678-348-0008. I will see you on Thursday.